When it comes to retirement, for some, it's not the fear of running out of money. It's the fear of an unknown future and the loss of the familiar. More to the point, it's the fear of losing one's purpose in the world. If you're like me and approaching retirement, you may also have this same sense of fear about what comes after your work life ends. Hi, I'm James Harrington. Welcome to this video. Being in the operational risk management business for many years, I naturally look at life situations in terms of risk. Last week, I was in the locker room of my club, and I saw a member there that I've known for a number of years. He's in his late 70s, and he still runs his own business. In fact, a lot of times I'd ask, hey, when are you going to retire? And he keeps talking about how he has all this work he has to do and so forth. So he clearly really is committed to his work and loves what he's doing. But this particular day, he looked really down, and I said, hey, what's going on? You want to talk about it? And it turns out he's selling his business, and he was having second thoughts. But I said, congratulations, this gives you the opportunity now to really focus on the things that you enjoy doing. And, he said, well, yeah, but I don't have any hobbies, and I don't really feel like I have a structure outside of work, and I really haven't planned for life after retirement. I always thought I would be working. And, in thinking about our conversation, it occurred to me that there are a lot of others who may be approaching retirement with what I call a single point of failure risk. That's their identity. And it made me realize something important. You could be financially ready to retire, but emotionally unprepared. On this channel, I talk a lot about financial risk, but there's another one that we need to really think about, and that's purpose risk. So what do I mean by a purpose risk? If your work life is the main source of your identity, your daily structure, and your sense of contribution, then removing it also removes your entire fulfillment system. My friend's fear is driven by this void. I've known others with that same fear. Some deal with it by continuing to work, which is an option if that's what you really want to do. As Arthur C. Brooks explored in his book, From Strength to Strength, many high achievers suffer from the striver's curse, the inability to find happiness once their professional momentum slows down. Brooks often points out that happiness in the second half of life isn't about professional striving. Instead, it's about building crystallized intelligence and shifting focus toward deeper meaning. And I'll leave a link to his website in the video summary. But here's a quick test we can take. Does your work currently provide your only source of these four essentials? Connection, your daily social interaction; growth, your primary source of learning and challenge; contribution, your way of creating value for the world; and activity, your reason to get out of bed and stay sharp. If so, that's going to be a problem if and when you retire. And I've been thinking about this purpose risk as I approach my own retirement. I don't want the first day of my retirement to be the first time I ask, what am I going to do now? To mitigate this risk, I've been intentionally diversifying my sources of meaning for years. I didn't wait for my last day of work to start writing, learning French, cooking, practicing a martial art, and traveling and exploring. These aren't just hobbies. They're a foundational support on which I have built my life. Even so, fully retiring scares me too. Most of us have worked for decades. We've poured a lot of energy into our work. Turning off this switch is a big step, and a frightening one for many, including me. But purpose can be cultivated, and it is well worth the time to do so before you actually retire. So what's the takeaway? Well, most people spend decades planning their retirement income, but not a whole lot of time spent planning their retirement identity. People draw purpose in different ways. Some find it in learning, some in helping others, some in building things, some in social connections, some in physical activity. The goal isn't to find one perfect purpose. It's to build several sources of meaning. Volunteer, take a class, join a group, mentor someone, learn a new skill, stay physically active. Think of it as diversification, not just financially, but personally. Multiple sources of fulfillment create resilience. Please consider giving this video a like and subscribing. It helps this channel reach others who value these discussions. If you want to go deeper, join my Substack newsletter where I share the specific risk management worksheets I use for my own portfolio. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching.